Hey everybody, so this is going to be my video on how to do astral projection. I hope this helps you guys if you guys are having any struggles. So this is just mostly based on my own experience. I've been doing out-of-body experiences and astral projection for maybe just over a year now, and I've been practicing and sort of refining my techniques over the last year, and so I just thought I'd share some of my tips, and if it helps anybody out there, then that's absolutely fantastic. So the way I see it is that the ability to astral project or have an out-of-body experience relies mostly on your ability to focus. And what I specifically mean is your ability to hold concentration on one specific thing while your body falls asleep. So you have to be in the state of mind awake, body asleep, or extremely, extremely deep physical relaxation. But for most people, it's just better if their body is completely asleep. So the best way to do this, of course, is just practice. But if there's lots of things going through your head while you're trying to do this, if you're trying to think your way through this, or how can I do this, or how can I do that, or what's going on, um, there's too much going on and there's not enough relaxation, mental or physical. So the mind has to be quite silent and really just concentrate only on one thing. And so the technique that works best for me when I practice this is that I am most physically relaxed in the morning when I wake up. And so what I do is if I'm wake up at 6:30 in the morning naturally, I go to bed at about 9:30, so that leaves me about a 9-hour time frame there because I don't want uh, any of this to cut into my natural sleep time, because if I'm naturally tired all the time, I'm not going to be in a very good mood or be able to focus very much. So I don't want any of my normal sleep time to be cut in on this. So what I do is I'll try and go to bed at about 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and I'll set an early alarm or have my wonderful wife wake me up. She'll just give me a little nudge sort of around 5:30 because she gets up a little earlier than I do. But if no one was there to do that, I would just set an alarm for about 5:30. So I would get my 8 hours sleep, but then after that, um, I would lay there and I would try and concentrate on one specific thing as I let my body go back to sleep. And so what I specifically do is I focus on my crown chakra, because that is one of the most sensitive points for me. And in a bit, I'm going to go over a meditation on how to concentrate on these areas, because what you want to do is you want to feel the energy sensations that are happening as you're doing this. And so the alarm would be, or my wife would nudge me at 5:30, or you would set your alarm for 5:30. Then you have the intent of going back to sleep. So you go back to sleep. Here's your sort of level of wakefulness. You're going back to sleep. You're going back to sleep. But as you're doing this, you're trying to hold focus. And for me, I'm just trying to hold focus on my crown chakra and absolutely nothing else. And it's not really an intense focus, like I'm trying to concentrate on it. It's more like just bring my general awareness to my crown chakra and hold that and try not to let anything else enter my thought processes. And so as I do that, and it takes practice, and you don't always get it, because sometimes you wake up and you have the intention of letting your body fall asleep while your mind stays awake, but your body falls asleep. Sometimes you just fall asleep along with it, or sometimes your level of wakefulness increases and you're trying to concentrate on one thing, but your body's not relaxed enough or tired enough, so you just stay awake and it doesn't work. So um, what I try and do to increase my chances of success is that after my wife would nudge me up at about 5:30, I would try and do this cycle many times within that hour. If I had to get up at 6:30 to start my day, um, I would try between 5:30 and 6:30. I would try about 4 or 5 times to sort of, wake up a little bit, go back to sleep, wake up a little bit, go back to sleep. And as you do that, you're kind of, you're more awake, you're more asleep, you're more awake, you're more. It's kind of used to because you really sort of want to be in a sort of half sleep, half awake state, sort of, I guess, lucid, I guess, is a term I'm looking for. And eventually, by doing that, if you do it 4 or 5 times, or if you can do it more within that hour, that's great. Eventually, you kind of hone in on this mid-level, um, which is a really specific point, and the point is at which your body starts to fall asleep, but your mind stays awake. And so it doesn't always work. It sometimes life happens and stress happens, and you just fall asleep, or you're just too stressed out and you just stay awake. But uh, it greatly enhanced my rate of success by trying it about 4 or 5 times in the morning as I would do this. If I were to try once a morning, once every day, 7 days a week, then I've attempted it only 7 times. But if I try it 5 times, where I'm, wake, sleep, until my alarm goes off, then 5 times a day times 7 days a week is, I've attempted it 35 times. So the amount of times I've tried it, um, increases quite a bit, and just by sheer volume of doing it, you increase your chances of likelihood and success. So that is the technique that I use. Some people are a little bit better at night. I'm not so good at night. I've tried this at night, but some people are good at, as they're going to sleep at night, holding focus on one thing while they go to sleep, and that helps to maintain their concentration while their body goes to sleep, and then they can have an out-of-body experience at the beginning of the night. But that doesn't necessarily work for me. So either at night or in the day. And there's the other thing you can do, which I'm not a particular fan of. It doesn't really work for me because it messes up my sleep cycles. But some people will only sleep for about 5 or 6 hours at night, and then they'll take an afternoon nap, and as they go asleep in the afternoon, they'll try their out-of-body experience then and let themselves drift into that physical sleep while their mind stays awake. um, so that is the technique that I use, and it's worked quite well for me. There's a lot of techniques out there. The main authors that I look at are William Buhlman and Robert Bruce. Those are the guys I kind of read to find out more about what's happening when these out of body experiences started happening to me. And they've got some really good techniques, and I just kind of refined that one for myself uh, through trial and error. I mean, I tried a lot of techniques, but that seems to be the one that works for me. So if that works for you, that's fantastic. So set your alarm, give yourself some extra sleep time, but set your alarm an hour or an hour and a half early. And when that happens, just slowly go back to sleep, but have the intention of keeping your mind awake. You might wake up a bit, you might go back to sleep a bit, and that keeps on happening, but eventually you'll find that midpoint where all of a sudden you'll start to experience some pretty interesting sensations, to say the least. And that's going to be the next video, and so that one's going to be on sleep paralysis, because once you enter the right frame of physical relaxation, and mental awareness, the thing that happens in a lot of people and happens with me all the time is something called sleep paralysis, which I'll get into in the next video. So hopefully that helps, and anyone who's been trying to practice with this, there's my technique, and if it works for you, fantastic. If you got something that works for you, then that's fantastic as well. Okay, take care, everyone.